Hello everyone, this is Ippe and now we are back in Angels with Scaly Wings. Last time we saw Bruce's bad ending, and now we are going to get a good ending. And there is Zhong. We need to talk to him as well. We can meet him. Meet with the store clerk, aka Zhong. Anybody here? There you are. Suddenly he grabbed my hand about to plant a wet kiss on it with his snout. Hello, Ippe. Okay. I'm sorry, but I don't think we've actually been properly introduced before. What was your name again? You can call me Zhong. Where is everyone? Well, the bar is already closed and everybody's gone home, so it's just us. I see. Wait, is that Bruce sleeping under the table? Oh, you're right. Guess we're not alone then. Does this happen often? Sometimes. You should start charging him rent. That's an idea. Maybe then I wouldn't have to work with 2 jobs. Right, what's up with that? They're both just part-time, so it's no big deal. I see. Which one do you prefer? It's hard to say really. Bodying is much more fun, but working in the store pays better, and it's also more stable. At least you get to wear a uniform in both. That doesn't exactly seem common around here. Yeah, they're usually very simple. I like this one. After a while the collar can get a bit tighter and thinner. The store uniform is just a chore to get on. The hat, the apron, it all feels a bit constricting. I can see that you look kinda cute in it though. I can see that. He was interrupted by a loud snore that came from under the table. When I looked down, I saw that Bruce turning over in his sleep. What, Bruce? You got better beer? Sorry, mate, but the bar's already closed. Isn't he wonderful? He's a bit rough around the edges, but he seems like a stand-up guy. Let's hope his body doesn't start getting rid of any liquids while he's passed out. Don't worry about that. I have my trusty mouth for situations like that. Hopefully you won't need it tonight. It's just another part of the job. I'm pretty used to it by now. You seem to know Bruce pretty well. How long have you known each other? Since childhood, really. We both grew up here. If you think he's a bit rough now, you should have seen him in his youth. Such a troublemaker. But you can rely on him for anything. I trusted him with my life. It seems like a lot of people have confidence in him as the chief of police. They do, and rightfully so. The things he's done for me personally were way beyond his duties. The mark of a true friend. What did he do? Oh, it's a long story. It has more to do with myself than him, really. Come on, you can't just start like that and then not spill the beans. Well, if you say so. I was adopted when I was merely a hatchling. It's really not a big deal to me and never really came as a surprise to anyone, considering my parents aren't even the same species as me. My family isn't originally from around here. When I was 8 years old, my father got a job here, so we relocated. Moving across the continent meant losing all my friends, and making new ones wasn't so easy for me. I was young and new, and just a little scared. Even back then, Bruce was a very curious fella, especially when other people were involved. He came up to me in school, introduced himself, and we've been friends ever since. Many years later, Bruce was already on the force, and my desire to find my biological parents had grown so much that I made some efforts to find them. Bruce pulled a few strings, and with his help, I was able to track them down. He even accompanied me on the trip. Do you want to come inside as well? Do you want me to come inside as well? No, just stay here, alright? Sir? I mustered all my courage and went up to the door of their rundown home. What do you want? Hello. Is this the residence of a Huang Fu and Xiu Ying? However that is pronounced. Fu wants to know that. Well, about 20 years ago, you gave up your child for adoption and... Oh no. You know what? I'm not dealing with this right now. We did give you away just so you could show up whenever you please. And don't even think of calling me father. I won't. He turned around and went back inside. Just as he was about to close the door again, another person appeared next to him. Don't be rude, Huang. Come in for tea or something, alright? Alright. Here, sit down. I'll go and make us some tea. Here you go. Did you want to join us, Huang? You invited him in. He's your guest, not mine. I don't want to have anything to do with this. I guess he doesn't want to talk. Guess so. Maybe he's not ready yet. Maybe. I guess 20 years isn't long enough. Look, I want to say I'm sorry, but I know nothing I say can make up for what happened. We had to give you away because we were young and stupid. These days we aren't young anymore. How do you like the tea? It's alright. Oh, I got something for you. She got up, walked away from the table, and vanished into a different room. Wang Fu was sitting on the couch nearby from the TV, his eye glued to the screen. After a few moments, Zhong returned and told me again. Here, take this. What is it? It's a hat we got you when you were little. It's one of the few things we still have from back then. Thank you. Do you want some more tea? No. Okay. I don't want to ask you this, but do you have some cash to spare? We really need some food and Huang doesn't like to go hunting. I just brought enough for the trip back home. I don't think that... Oh, you don't have anything? Then what are you still doing here? You can watch TV, but not provide for your family. What a man. Get out of my house! No, please. Yeah, maybe it's time for me to go. I don't even think of coming back. How dare you come here and disturb us like that? Is there a problem here, sir? Who the heck are you? Police? It sounds like you might have some trouble here. Perhaps of a domestic nature? Not at all. I'm sorry, Zhong. He doesn't know what he's doing. I can see that. Come on, Bruce. Let's go. You're done? I think I've seen what I need to. Alright. Such a cruel past. Does everyone here in this game have a cruel past? I feel sorry, really. I feel sorry for everyone here in this game. And there's still Lauren left. I wonder what he has. What he has something. You know, everyone seems to have something they don't really want to talk about. Does Laura have something like that too? We'll see. I cried so much that day. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, exactly. Not that it matters much anymore. It's all in the past. But Bruce, he's been there for me when I needed him then, and he's still there today. Well, Except for the part where, in a way, he's responsible for the whole town now. How's he handling it? Pretty well, I'd say. Everyone trusts him and thinks he's doing a great job. Anyway, let's put on some music. Give the old jukebox a little whirl. Sir. He got up and walked over to the jukebox in the corner to look at the selection. Let's see. What kind of music do you like? Actually, I'm not sure if your music is in any way similar to ours. Let's just put on a few different songs and you tell me what you think, alright? Sir. Feel free to pick anything that strikes your fancy. Piano, classical, rock, oh yeah, electronic, orchestral, soundtrack. Well, let's listen to rock. Without further ado, here we go. That was a good one. But I think I may do a video where all these songs are in one. But if I do it now, it just takes quite a lot of time. Because we were originally going to do the versus good ending. So I might make a video where all these songs are in one. Just not now. But there's still an achievement of listening to all of these. Ah, something easy. Do you know what a piano is? You can play the piano? I really hate this cough. Not really. Not that many can, actually. There are many kinds of instruments that can only be played by a certain species, you see. Makes sense. Alright, now listen to this. Well, the thing is, let's listen a little bit and then listen next one a little bit, and so on. So there is, hold on, so not too much time will be consumed in these. Like I said, there will be a video later of all these songs. Didn't you like it? It's alright, that's when something else, not really. It's alright. I see. How about classical? No, this was a real classic. I think it's one of the oldest songs we know about. Wanna hear something else? Alright. How does electronic sound? This is something a bit more modern. What do you think? Not enough action for my taste. It makes for nice background music. It makes for nice. Yeah, you're right. Maybe not for the bar though. Maybe. Orchestral and soundtrack. Orchestral first. This one's a bit slow, so you'll have to wait for a while to get it going. Alright. What's your verdict? I don't like slow music, I don't like orchestral music. That was pretty decent. Orchestral music is really beautiful. It's one of my favorites, actually. Oh, really? Yep. And last, the soundtrack. No, this is something a bit different. It's from the soundtrack of some video game, I think. So, what do you think about this one? I like it. Really? I didn't think you would. Why is that? Just a guess. You listen to a bunch of music. Just for that achievement. Admit it. Well, I guess I had to admit there was an achievement in this. What kind of music do you like anyway? I like a bit of everything, really. I actually collect all kinds of music and paraphernalia, and the jukebox is curated by me. Oh, nice. Sometimes people don't even donate some stuff they don't need anymore. I'm pretty well known among the patrons for it. Is the stuff on display over there yours too? I'm actually trying to sell those. You're selling your collection? I'm only downsizing. That's just a player and a few old records I'm trying to sell for my holiday fund. Oh, where are you going? It's going to be a family holiday. Just my son and myself. Mainly for my son too. We're planning to travel across the whole country, making stops in various cities along the way. I've been planning it for a while now, and trying to save up to make it happen. We could never really afford a vacation while his mother was still around, so... What happened to her? I wish I knew. We fought a lot back then about all kinds of things. When I think back to that time now, it seems like that was all we did. Argue about petty things that people don't need to argue about. Of course it's easy to say that after the fact, and when it's already too late. I never would have thought it was bad enough to warrant doing what she did, though. What did she do? One day, she was just gone. Picked up her things and left in the dead of night. I don't know where she went or what became of her. In the end, I think she just wasn't ready to be a mother. This was almost 4 years ago now. But yeah, that's why I think we need that holiday. Spend some quality time together. It's also why I took that second job in the grocery store. He's going to... I accidentally pressed space. He saw this movie where a family goes on vacation across the country and all kinds of crazy hijinks happen along the way. He loved it so much and asked me all the time when we were going on vacation like that. I just want to give that to him. I think he needs it. You said his birthday is in a few months. Will you be able to afford it? We're more than halfway there already. With second job, it really won't be a problem. I'd just like to have more of a buffer, because this holiday will have all the bells and whistles you can imagine. I see. How about I buy some of those records? Really? You said they're for sale, right? Yes, but I'll just put it down as expenses in regards to my visit here, so it'll be all taken care of. You would do that? Maybe. After you played me some of that music, I just can't resist and need those records for myself. Actually, I'll need a player too, because I doubt those are going to work with our own players back home. Besides, I could really use a souvenir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me just get that for you. Here we go. Try to give it back, keep it. Thanks. I'll take good care of it. I'm sorry for that. So I suppose you're back in the game now, huh? Game? What game? I mean dating. What makes you think so? Well, what's all this? Why'd you ask me out? You seem like a nice person. I want to know what you're like. You kiss the hand of every nice person you meet. Guess you got me there. I suppose that makes my intentions rather obvious, even though I know it won't last. Besides, I'm a certified quality game. That's something that Bruce would do. Well, what Bruce is like... I remember, sometimes he just gave me that wink eye and everything. Spin the model, jeez. I'd prefer to take things slower and have a lasting relationship. I agree, I prefer Bruce's approach. I think both can be fun. I certainly agree with Zhong in here. I see. Why'd you ask me out if you know what it's not going to last though? Bruce told me about you, you know. It made me realize I've got to get out there again. So the first thing you do is ask out a strange visitor from an exotic place. Be honest, did you just ask me about because I'm human? Not only. I figured you could tell me more about how humans stayed and give me some advice. I'm not certain my experience would be worth anything here. You're about to have a different perspective of everything that goes on here. Maybe you pick up on things we haven't considered. I just want to hear your opinion. It's not just about dating, you know. Well, let's talk about dating if you're interested in that. I doubt that we'll be able to have a frank discussion about this with just anyone I meet here. Alright. I think by now you've got a taste about how Bruce is with these kind of things. He likes messing around. It seems like he's got someone new every couple of months. You should see him on some nights and how people just swarm around him. Can't blame me for that though, he's a popular guy. Do you invite him? No, I don't want what he wants. I don't want what he has, but I'm finding it hard to find just one prospective partner. You think I'd pick up on these things while working, but then it's typically not long-term relationships that are formed here. I see. I don't exactly have that much free time to put myself out there. I'm also not getting younger, and don't forget I already have a child to take care of. That doesn't make things easier, you know. In a way, you're not just dating the person, you also dated the kid, if you know what I mean. No, that just sounds wrong. Oh, shush. It can make things rather difficult, that's all. Alright, maybe we'll have to work on your approach. What's the first thing you notice about a person? Their personality. Really? I meet so many people here every day. With their customers, the thing that always stands out about the most is how they treat their servers. I see. Besides, I'm not interested in relationships based on looks. I like talking to people and getting to know them that way. This also makes the whole thing harder for me, because I might invest a lot more time to find out if we're compatible. You know, if a relationship doesn't work out for Bruce, he can just find someone else the next day. But for me, this process can take a few months. I can imagine. I don't think there's a recipe for success I can give you, though. Why not? You seem to be doing pretty well already. You're nice and polite. I don't think you need to do anything different. Is that what you think? Yeah, sir. It may take a while to find someone, but I don't think there are any shortcuts for what you're trying to do. Just keep going. It'll happen eventually. Besides, you've got some time to figure things out for yourself with your vacation coming up, right? That's true. It'll be an eye-opening experience in a number of ways. Maybe the relationship front is going to be one of them. Now that's the right attitude. And on that note, maybe we should call it night. It's pretty late. Yeah, you're right. Well, thank you for the wonderful evening. Likewise. Not to mention the advice, and for buying my stuff. You're welcome. Be safe, take care, and maybe I'll see you some other time. Maybe. Nothing going on today. Guess I can do whatever. Oh, the humans finally decided to grace me with his presence. I'm a little busy, so not sorry if I should take my any visitors at the moment. Hello, I have a few questions about the murder of your colleague. Is that so? Why do you get to go around asking questions like that? Is it a matter of human interest? Actually, yes, you could say so. Have we seen this? Oh, interesting. What's in it for me? Not sure I have anything to offer. Don't understand yourself. How about you visit me sometime? I might genuinely scientific interest in you. Well, sir, though I already have seen your endings. Oh, great. In that case, I could make time for a few of your questions. And these ones we have already seen. Something we have not. Yeah, but that's not unusual. I don't like most people. He really didn't like me, though. What's that? He was still a success and in shock. Listen to your records. Ah, I can listen to soundtracks whenever I want. And now, let's activate the good ending. Wait. He stopped and waited for a few seconds. What do you want from me? Do you have something against humans in general? Or is it just Reds and me? Do you think you're superior to us because of your wings, teeth and claws? Your fire? Or is it just jealousy or projected hate? I know the first day I met you, you were all hung up on people paying attention to us because we're human. I can assure there's nothing about us to be jealous about. Our world is a wasteland. He closed the door before he turned back around to face me. You're really playing that innocent role, aren't you? Now you're referring yourself as a work energy for Redsa. At this rate, even I might start to believe you if you didn't have reason not to. If I were Redsa, it would have been much easier for me to pull a gun on you too, the day you were shot, but I didn't even bring one when I came through the portal. Plausible deniability, or as we like to say, good cop, bad cop. If Redsa's plan fails, you and the rest of humanity can disavow Redsa's actions as his all, and still go through with the trade as agreed, and Redsa would be dealt with however. Yet if Redsa's plan succeeds, you will have given us nothing, and still have gained what you wanted. If Redsa get away, you'd still have me though. If your bird's a wasteland, don't you think losing you is a price they would gladly pay? Mavericks' words made me think. Did I really have the complete picture before I stepped through the portal? I guess that would explain why I got the job in the first place. Besides, Redsa only stole the things humanity wants, so he's clearly not just doing this for himself. His actions only started after the confrontation with you though. Maybe none of this was planned. Don't be stupid. Do you think I have forgotten about the secret message he sent you? I still don't know what he would have told me that day if you hadn't interrupted us. He wanted to discuss his plans with you. Only after I found out about the secret message he sent to you did I realize that all the messages sent back and forth between the portals could have been similar even before your arrival. When the police searched Richard's apartment, of course none of these old letters could be found. Those didn't have any secret messages. Is that so? None that I knew of, at least. When he sent me that secret message, I initially had no idea how to read it. But you knew it was a secret message? Yes. But that is not true for messages he sent before you came through the portal. I don't think so. Maybe those messages were intended for you then. Freaking cock. We're not that different, you know.
What are you talking about?
I reached into my pocket. I still have that. I don't know how long it's been. I pulled out a blank piece of paper and showed it to him. According to these test results, humans and dragons show remarkable similarities for different species from different evolutionary lines and completely different worlds.
Why do you think I care about that? It would make a damn difference to me if other dragons came through the portal instead of humans. I was the only one who followed Red, so I knew something was off, but all of my concerns were swept away in the wind. It was never about you being humans. It's about my people not hearing my pleas, and the leniency they were willing to show you, all in the name of fostering this diplomatic relationship. But you two came here and strutted around like you owned places. You tore my home apart. The blood of those who died is in the hands of everyone who allowed this to happen. If they had listened to me in the first place, maybe I'd have caught Reds that day I was wounded, and things would look very different right now.
I agree.
Then why do you blame me for suspecting you?
All this time I've just been helping the police.
So have I. Maybe they'll finally get the Reds and we'll see how all of this turns out. Wait a minute.
You had Anna perform these tests for you? It was more the other way around. She was the one who wanted to study my blood.
Suddenly I'm not surprised that you had these tests done. She can be ruthless when she wants something. What did you do to get your blood?
She asked nicely for it.
She asked nicely. Nothing else in this world right now could be worth more than samples of your blood. And you just gave them to her?
Okay, I have never seen Maverick laughing. This is pretty scary. Yeah. So, Maverick, who is always so serious about everything, all of a sudden he laughs. That's scary.
You know what? Maybe I was wrong. Even if humanity and Red Side could have a greater plan, and even if they are willing to sacrifice either of you for their own gain, maybe you really have nothing to do with it. Maybe you are just careless. It doesn't really matter much though. After all, you have nothing to gain from me if I change my opinion on you. To me, proof is the only thing that really matters, so my feelings on the issue are not important. If you work with police long enough, you just learn to take things as they are. Maybe with you, I'll have to admit that I was wrong. But I would never stop looking for those who are responsible for this. And if I find them, I will show no mercy.
Then I had to wait. Bruce and Sebastian were absolutely fine now, and if anything happened, I would be the first to know. Ah yes, this was about Maverick, I guess. When we were alone, we had an opportunity to talk where he made his position very clear.
Did it threaten you?
No, I was honest with him, and in turn, I think he was honest with me as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he even laughed. Yeah, I had nothing to hide. If he was willing to talk, I wasn't going to turn down the opportunity.
How did that go?
I think he doesn't suspect me as much anymore.
Guess leaving you alone with him wasn't such a bad thing after all.
I suppose you could say so.
I just did.
What's that outside? Fireworks?
Yeah.
We can't skip this. There you are, Ippe. You don't know how glad I must see you. I want to talk to you with you so long. I've been trying to contact you, but didn't work with one of them on your tail the whole time. But talking can wait. Now that you're here, we got everything. Come on, help me with this and let's get out of here. No. No, what are you talking about? I'm not doing anything on your few questions. You want to talk now? Sure, why not? We probably got a few hours if you wanted to. Nothing will disturb us here. We could even get back on the radar as well after we sent this one over. When did you realize we were in the past? How did you know about the comet? This seems the same, really. I've known for a while. It's what I want to talk with you about when we met at the portal. How about you? I'm not ready to find out. This is the same, really, but let's see what happens. Now it stopped. What are you talking about? I didn't kill anyone. Don't lie to me, you did it, I remember it now. What do you mean? That doesn't make any sense. Are you telling me you weren't the one who stole the generators and those other things these past 2 weeks? No, why was I hiding? After happened at the portal, I didn't dare to do anything that could jeopardize our mission. Why did you just come back? How could I? They wanted to arrest me. I was a fugitive. I was surprised that it happened to you, but then you weren't the one who shot one of the police officers. Come on, Red Sox, the murders only started happening after we were gone, and the police have gathered plenty of evidence. You're the only one with a motive. All I did this whole time was to try and find ways to contact you so you could talk to our people and figure something out for me. Why would I escalate a situation like that? Besides, how did you know so much about what the police were doing? I'd be helping them because you were going about this the wrong way. I didn't kill anyone, I'm telling you. They have proof, Retsa. I did it myself. Just turn yourself in and we'll go from there. Nobody can help you if you don't do that. No, I'm not going to turn myself on something I didn't do. Not for these beasts. Who knows what they'll do to someone like me in captivity? So you're telling me you didn't kill those dragons? How else do you expect this to end? I'm not doing anything until we get a free passage back home. Actually, I could just leave this place right now. The port is fixed after all. That's not going to happen. Let me ask you one thing. How exactly are you planning to stop me? I'm the one with the gun here. You would shoot me to save your own hide. Only if you insist on standing in my way. You're not going to get away that easily. What are you going to do, huh? I'll be long gone by the time you call the cops. I don't need to, Retsa. They're already here. Suddenly, Bruce and Maverick were standing next to me. You planned this, didn't you, Ippe? Traitor! And to think I'll let you distract me with such a cheap trick, just because I thought there was still a shred of humanity within you? He pulled out his gun. Not sure which one he should be aiming at. Just let me go, and I'll forget this thing ever happened. You've got 6 bullets for 3 people. Do you think you really can do that, Retsa? Do you think this is worth risking your life for? I've been risking my life for this every day for the last 2 weeks. What did you do during that time? Sip champagne in your nice apartment? Besides, just sooner or later, the whole building came from outside. They belong to humanity! Suddenly, the administrator came out of the shadows in the hallway behind Retsa. No, they belong to me. Confused, Princess went around aiming his gun at the newcomer who was slowly making the voice. Who the f are you? Freeze! I said freeze! Want to waste your bullets on me? Feel free. You can't stop all of us. If you say so. He pulled the trigger and the administrator fell to the ground with it all. But that won't feel like a scar. My first instinct was to run away, but as Bruce and Maverick started charging me, so did I. Retsa was quickly his aim, shooting both Maverick and Bruce twice before pointing his gun in my direction. I quickly dove behind the box with its radar for cover, just as Retsa pulled the trigger multiple times. When a single shot came out and lodged itself in the box, though I was seemingly unharmed, loud hits began to emanate from my cover. Everybody, run! It's going to explode! I started running towards the exit. I was soon overtaken by both Retsa and Maverick. I looked back over my shoulder to see Bruce grab the administrator before he started running as well. Just As I reached the outside, the explosion knocked me off my feet. There was a rain of small debris as I heard the walls of the building shaking in their foundation. As I looked up, I saw Red fumbling with his gun as Maverick pounced on him. He bit into Red's neck and strained for a second before ripping a large chunk out of it. Red wasn't moving when Maverick walked off and came towards me.
Where is Bruce?
I looked towards the entry, which was now mostly blocked by debris. He must still be inside.
Then what are you still waiting for? Come on!
I ran towards the rubble, only to see the administrator crawling through a small hole as she removed the last bits of debris that separated her from the outside world. Afterwards, she lay down, panting heavily. Water began to trickle from the new opening. It's the water pockets. The building must be flooded. And he's
still inside. I'll clear away the rubble, and you try to find him.
We both set to work as I stuck my head into the hole that the administrator had clawed out of. The place was flooded completely, but luckily, even through the water I could see Bruce as he also tried to clear away the rubble from the other side. Quickly, I put my head back out of the hole. He's on the other side. Try to get through.
Who knows how long he's been underwater? Give him some air.
I took a deep breath before I went in again. I extended my arm to grab Bruce's muscle. Luckily, he seemed to understand what I was going for as he moved into my reach. I pressed my lips to his muscle, giving him some much-needed air. I drew back, repeating the same process a few times while Maverick cleared away the rubble, until eventually Bruce surfaced, panting heavily. Are you alright? Yes, let's get away from here before the empty water pockets cave in or something. Maverick carried the administrator while we went uphill towards the portal. When I came across Red's corpse, I took the time to strip him of his gun and ammo, not wanting the dragons to find them. Meanwhile, the administrator was set on the ground, and Bruce checked out everyone's injuries. Luckily, it seemed both Bruce's and Maverick's were comparatively minor, and didn't need any immediate attention. The administrator was not so lucky, however. She groaned as Bruce moved her clothes out of the way to get a good look at her bullet wound. No, don't. As I returned to them, I heard Bruce audibly gasping. Damn it. Is it bad? Ippe, do you remember the first victim? The blood on his muscle for fighting back was neither yours nor Red's, but still distinctly human. I thought it was an error, or that our DNA tests were incompatible. But Bryce doesn't have a matching blood one from him. She does. I considered the implications of Bruce's words. Here's Bryce usually didn't hesitate to admit the killings to reach a goal he thought noble. He had denied any such actions this time. Of course, there was no use ignoring the evidence before us. This could only mean one thing. Why did you do it, Izumi? Why did you kill them? He did kill them, you know. Just not in this timeline. If you can even remember my name now, then you should also remember what else he would have done. How he would enslave them to use as weapons back in future, and how he doesn't care what happens to this world. I had to do it in order to put you on the same trail he would have. If I had come to you during the first night I tried to explain to you that I am a time traveler who had to kill in order to prevent the suffering that is magnitudes greater, genocide slavery, would you have believed me? Who would know that? Who could know that? Sometimes even Reds can change. If he didn't kill anyone, there would have been no investigation and you wouldn't have known how dangerous he is when he showed his true colors. You just saw that even in this scenario he wouldn't shy away from shooting others to get what he wants. Besides, I didn't want to risk jeopardizing our experience by judging things. It could erase all the progress we have made and the things we learned over the many times we did this now. If I didn't show you out of the cellar when the light fixture came down, you would have died then and there. That's what happened the first few times. There was a lot of trial and error involved to get where we are now. You wouldn't believe the lengths I have to go every single time and the consequences if I don't. You couldn't have followed the same pattern right here if I didn't kill them. The fact that you remembered that it was original Redsa who did it only proves just how important this is. Only if the events stay same long enough will you be able to learn from them and remember, despite the effects that repeated teleportations have on your memory. This only tells me that I made the right call. If Reds had nothing to do with it, then what was he doing when he was trying to take the generator? I slipped in a note he thought came from you. It said to meet here and take the generator before you leave together. He played his part well enough so you couldn't tell the difference. So he really did think that I planned all this, that I lured him here to have him arrested by Bruce and Maverick? For all he's done, I think he deserves to know what betrayal feels like. Oh, no, don't make Maverick angry now.
I've listened to this long enough now. It was you, and that's all that matters to me.
No, Maverick, don't do it.
I'll tear you apart.
Bruce tried to go between them, but Maverick aimed his shoulder squarely into Bruce's bullet wound. Bruce collapsed, convulsing in pain as Maverick pounced on Izumi and tore into her. Meanwhile, I put a few bullets into the gun I took from Retsa before I aimed at Maverick and pulled the trigger several times. Maverick collapsed instantly and looked at me with a pained expression. Beneath him lay Izumi, dead.
Why?
He was trembling and took a few slow steps towards me, only stopping when I aimed the gun at him. Stop right there.
She killed him, and he protected her.
We needed her.
I told you I'd show no mercy if I found the killer. Just when I thought I could trust you, I should have known you'd shoot me, just like Red said it.
No, it's not like that.
Then why?
I don't think I can explain. He shook his head weakly.
Thanks for proving me right, Ippe. Do you remember when I confronted you a while back and asked you to explain your reasons? You thought me I wouldn't understand. You're right. I don't.
His head slumped as he closed his eyes. He was dead. Hey Bruce. I'm afraid I've got some pretty bad news for you. What is it? We were able to power the portal again, even without generators from the lab, but we still couldn't re-establish contact with humanity. Why not? Ever since the portal got sabotaged and was repaired, the coordinates, the connection to humanity's portal, it just isn't there anymore. Can't you locate it again? We don't know how. We found a different set of coordinates there, but for some reason we weren't able to use them. I know, only I can, therefore traveling back in time to the day of my arrival. I guess you really are a time traveler, huh? Now that you know everything, that reason will surprise you. What are you going to do now? Well, I guess returning to humanity is out of the picture. So it's either staying here, or use the portal to return to the day you arrived here. All the time our business is too complicated for me. June had it all figured out. I'm wondering what she would think about this outcome. All she ever wanted was to save you dragons, just like Reds only wanted to save humanity. Neither shied away from killing people, so maybe you shouldn't look at them as pillars of morality. Either way, I'm not sure if you really have much of a choice here. They don't actually know if they can stop the comet. Of course they'll try. Without the generators from the lab, it's not looking great for us. I initially came here to help humanity, but if I go back with what I know now, maybe I can help you too. At any rate, it was nice while it lasted. Hey, no need for melancholy now. It's not as if you're not going to see each other again. Yeah, exactly. So I was preparing to return to the day of my arrival. Despite her actions, Izumi had made a good point. Thinking about the knowledge I had now, I realized just how important it was to remember that how it would help me during my next attempt. No doubt, the the teleportation would erase some of my memory again, but I could think of a few ways to retain some knowledge. Not only did I take my own written account of what had happened with me, but there were also physical reminders I could bring to remember, such as Itsumi's mask and cloak. With her gone, I was now the one with the most experience. As I made my way to the portal, I realized that in order to make this mission a success, to save everyone, this time I will just have to save myself. So, in the bad ending, Bryce died, and in the good ending, Maverick died? Not good. Not good at all. I will see the best ending. I just will. You have seen Bruce's good ending. And there's Bruce himself, as well as Zhong. We still need low rep here. And that's what will happen next time. This is Ippe, and we are going. Wait a minute, what did I say? This is Ippe, and we will see you in the next video.